Hello, how are we? Welcome to the Feed Pod. Now, today is going to be an interesting one, and you can probably tell by my smile how nervous, excited, happy I am to welcome a good friend of mine and someone we've been doing a lot of work with recently, Matt Fogg from MAKO Commercial Interiors.
Good morning, Mr. Willington.
Foggy, welcome to the Feed Pod. Been sort of keen to get you on and have a chat.
But what I talked about a lot, hasn't it?
It has. We've procrastinated over this for a long time. And for those that don't know, me and Foggy work together a lot on a daily basis. We share some office space, and we talk a lot about each other's business. We help each other.
We do.
But it goes deeper than that. We went to college together.
Ross doesn't remember.
I don't remember going, yeah.
He remembers I was there, but yeah.
So there's a can of worms to be open there, which I've warned Matt not to fully open, but we will go into it and touch on that. So yeah, let's start off with MAKO Commercial Interiors.
Yeah.
New startup business.
Yeah.
Done some business in town that people may have seen with Cheshire Lamont.
Correct.
A lot bigger than that. It's not just selling tables and chairs.
It's definitely not just selling tables and chairs. No.
Tell me about MAKO.
So I suppose the commercial interiors business, I've been in the industry for 12, nearly 13 years now. Working for many other people, I suppose honing one's craft, if one could be so bold to say.
We don't say
such
one
a
on
thing.
the Feed Pod.
Do we not? Okay.
No.
Is that too highbrow? It's not Louis Theroux. Okay. So yeah, learning tools, tricks, tips, experience, all of that kind of stuff. And then about 12 months ago, I got made redundant when the business I was working for wanted to be very London centric, and that wasn't part of my narrative for me or my family. So I think I'd always got the mindset that I was going to set up doing what I do, which is, by definition, I'm a commercial interior designer and furniture supplier.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm down at HMRC as anyway.
Yep.
So it was always going to happen. It was just a case of when. And then when that happened, I took the redundancy and it felt like now was the right time. So MAKO is born out of the motivation that many of us have for everything, which is my family.
Yeah, of course.
So me, I'm the Matt. No, I am Matt, so I'm the M. A is Archie, my youngest son. K is Katie, my wife. And O is Oliver, my eldest son. So,
Lovely.
Yeah, 12 months ago, we set that up. And so far, so good. It's gone very, very well. As well as I hoped it would, just faster. So, yeah, all good.
And pre that, when you mentioned previous employer that we won't go into too much detail with, we rekindled our love affair.
We did, yeah.
We did. And
some hiatus in between.
Yeah, there was a hiatus, of which we'll go into. But yeah, we started working together again, didn't we? For probably best part, I don't know, a year maybe, with the feed, working with a previous.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
you can probably remember better than me where that came from.
That'll become apparent throughout this podcast, I should imagine.
Where did that originate from?
So yeah, as you quite rightly say, I was regional sales director for the previous company, MJF Interiors. There's no malice or anything like that.
No,
I learned a lot, had a great opportunity with them, and it taught me a huge amount. But during that time, I was brought in by them to set up a Birmingham-based division of their business, Birmingham being the second city. And obviously, we've known each other for 20 plus years. I'd seen how, 24 actually, I think, if we're being pedantic about it. But I'd seen how you'd started the feed and what the feed was, which in its early days was, I say early days, it still is, but it was very much social community content for the Crewe and Nantwich area.
Yep.
And the way you'd built your brand and your narrative for the feed within our hometown of Crewe and Nantwich.
Yep.
And that was like, well, that's the brand of vodka I need for Birmingham. Birmingham doesn't know.
You wanted to replicate what the feed had done.
I wanted you to help me replicate what the feed had done for itself for MJF in Birmingham, because nobody in Birmingham necessarily knew who MJF were. They knew who I was, but they didn't know who the brands we represented were or who MJF were. So, yeah, I reached out to you and went, listen, we could do with a coffee and have a chat. And
several coffees later,
I think it was pre-zero days as well, wasn't it? Pre-zero beers.
Yeah. Might have been on the beer at the time. Yeah.
So I wanted you to help me do what you did for the feed for for that.
And we did, didn't we? We started that process.
Yeah,
we
we
started doing some good work, and a lot of things were...
It quickly escalated into something quite a lot more than that, wasn't it? You were helping us write bids, tenders,
Yeah.
create brand documents, everything. So
Yeah, it did. It soon grew arms and legs, and meeting the other team and everyone that was involved in that Birmingham office.
Yeah.
It did. It grew really quickly.
and the London office, you were doing stuff.
Yeah,
for the
God,
guys in
yeah,
London.
yeah, we were actually, weren't we, with the tenders and
that's right, yeah.
helping put the documents together. So fast forward. Let's rewind. Sorry, let's not fast forward. You reached out to me, LinkedIn. Thank you, LinkedIn, because you'd seen what I was doing with.
I'd seen the mag as well, the early editions of the mag.
Because when we had a stand at the market stall,
right,
I bumped into you, didn't I? God, where the memory's coming back now that my memory actually works. So rewind all the way back over here.
Yeah.
We met in 2001.
1.
Jesus Christ. At college.
I left high school in 99, so
I left in 2000.
Yeah, so I was always a year ahead of you, but I'd done A-levels and then went back to South Cheshire to do the business management course that we did.
That we were on,
I didn't give you the title, but you can't remember.
No. I knew it was business, so I wasn't there for education purposes as all that. As probably is evident by my fucking complete lack of it now. I wasn't there for that. I was there to play football and all the other fun stuff.
That was 2001 we kind of met, and on our AVCE in Advanced Business Management is what we were doing.
And you always remind me that we're spinning around in your little black Ford Fiesta listening to Wu-Tang.
Yeah, because that was your narrative. We sort of we linked up and we come as a double act for a period of time.
Didn't we? Yeah.
For about 2 years. Yeah, I had a little Ford Fiesta, 1.4 gear diesel.
Nice.
Fly.
Another reg?
R859 CTW.
You sad bastard.
Yeah, well, there you
go. Go on.
But my mum had a black Golf GT TDI.
She did.
With
and she liked
full cream leather seats, and she was working a lot and away and stuff.
And we borrowed it.
And I was quite keen to borrow that every now and again, which you were all for, and we used to ride around the college campus blaring Wu-Tang Clan gravel pit.
Yes, nice.
Amongst various early noughties, garage-themed
hip-hop and R&B.
Hip-hop and R&B. Yeah, there's definitely some Nelly. Is he allowed to be said these
on.
days? Before we end
has he been cancelled? Yeah, definitely no Bad Boy Records.
Yeah, let's not talk about it anymore, just in case.
Yeah. Wow, God, that's
you
amazing.
I can't even remember Kirsty Valentine.
I can't remember any lectures. I barely remember being there.
We did. You're saying all this? We did all right, mate. Listen.
No,
we both come out of it with decent qualifications.
Looking back, or trying to look back, of course it must have.
Don't undersell yourself.
It must have provided some form of grounding. I don't remember
what you've achieved. So it's based on nothing. It's not based on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I don't remember going. Barely remember. I think I said to you before we started. I don't remember high school. I think it's probably something that I need to look at when we speak to Millie from Stable Minds. When Millie sits here and does a podcast, and we go into therapy and all the rest of it. There's probably a lot of it that I've suppressed for some bizarre reason, but it's just gone. I just can't.
No,
I can't really remember what South Cheshire College looks like inside. I certainly can't remember what high school looks like.
No.
Or the odd person in my class and what have you. And over the years, whenever I've met someone from that, I think there's a misunderstanding that I'm rude or that I don't. I just genuinely don't remember.
I've got a phase like that. Sort of 13 years ago, 14 years ago. There's like a gap of about 4 years. Those that know me well understand why there's a gap in that, but
that's another podcast.
That's definitely another podcast. But yeah, you're right. There are things that happen in your life for whatever reason, conscious or subconscious, and you just end up having a brain fart and don't remember a thing.
And then, so then we will fast forward. So we met at college. We known each other for a long time. We naturally drifted apart for just finishing college.
Hey!
Get
on camera. There's your bloopers reel.
Naturally drifted apart. Met at college. Spent a few years intensely being mates. That's the right terminology. But then drifted apart through what? Just finishing college and getting jobs, I think.
So, yeah, I mean, you were very sport orientated on your football. I was what you call an egg chaser.
Yeah.
Just different areas. You lived in, and your world of friendship group was sort of crew based. I was Nantwich based.
Yeah.
it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Different people, and you go off and do your own thing.
Which is weird to look back at that now because of the way people are connected now with socials and whatever. We didn't have any of that. If you change your number, you were fucked, weren't you?
Yeah, well, you're talking about MSN Messenger and fucking early days of fucking Facebook, aren't you now? That's what it was.
My word.
A mobile phone was a brick.
Yeah. And
you had Snake. Everyone, 8210s with the...
Top it up and get a tenner top up.
Yeah, man.
So drifted apart, and then this is the bit that's kind of, we talk about a lot. And what that is, or how we articulate what this is it's almost like there's been lots of synergy in our lives, haven't there? And the same course, the business stuff, experiences that we might have had.
We followed a very similar path. You've been on to sales director. I've been sales director. It's very, very similar.
Yeah, and then when we sit there and talk about things, we've had similar experiences, two boys, all the rest of it, albeit different ages. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that where is that in terms of, do you believe in that? It's almost like it fits really well now, doesn't it? We work really well together. I was going to say we're destined to be together, but that's probably not what that's probably not what I want to say.
I'm going to embrace that.
But yeah, it's working, isn't it? I think, and we're finding massive help in each other, which leads us on nicely to where the feed picks up with MAKO, the creation of MAKO, and then what then transpired thereafter, and where we find ourselves today.
So I guess for both our benefits, if I may take a moment to have a degree of professionalism for us both, to frame what it is you do for me and MAKO, commercially, aside of the emotional support we have for each other. But I started MAKO, and it was, again, similar narrative. It was a brand in my local town, but what I do for Mr. and Mrs. Smith with 2 or 3 employees working from an adaptation of their home through to, I've been fortunate enough to work with Mercedes-Benz, Formula One, AMG, Petronas team, Google, Facebook, and everybody in between. Yeah. But as somebody else. And to do that for myself, it was a case of, right, okay, I've got a ethos, a thought, we
had the foundation, didn't we?
What I knew MAKO wanted to, what I wanted.
You had MAKO in your back pocket, didn't you?
I had MAKO in my back pocket. It was already incorporated. I knew what I wanted to represent and how I wanted to represent it, and where I felt it could be different to everybody else. But it's how you articulate that to the wider world, and that's where you and your team, you, Diana, Steph, Sam, Triss, all of them come into how we build my brand guidelines. You because you know me and had known me for a period of time and understood it and got it, because, as we've said, there's a huge amount of synergy between our paths and what we're doing. Yeah. It kind of just flowed, didn't it? Yeah, for you and your team to create that, help me create those verticals, the brand guidelines, the tone of voice, the iconography, the fonts, literally all of it, helping me work out, from what I thought was a good logo to you going, you might want to rethink, every element of that, and then, okay, great.
Now what do we do?
Ross, here's my LinkedIn, here's my socials, here's my whatever, and help me talk to the world.
How do we start talking?
I can talk to a client all
and that's
day
where
long.
we had Make a Difference, and then we had we started to develop the MAKO Discovery.
Yeah, that's right. That was the process I wanted to offer to my clients, know, rather than just turning up going, I can sell you some desks and chairs when we do the design. Yes, we do. But actually, how do we be different doing that? So, based on 12 years of experience gained from working with, when I first started in the industry with Herman Miller, easily the preeminent leader of my world and my industry, and the way that they create insights and stuff like that, how do I turn that into a marketable product solution?
And pardon the pun of what we've used, but make a difference. So not be what we've been before. And I think that's something that sits true with the feed and MAKO.
Definitely.
Is we've seen what we consider to be a version of good, maybe.
You've got to see good to know where you've got to emulate.
Yeah, exactly. But then also the things that we don't like, and what we like, and that corporate world. I think we've touched on loads, which will come on to things that we don't particularly like that are happening as well. But yeah, they're making a difference, and I hate using the word, and I hate the same, but it's taking people on that journey, isn't it? We were, though I hate it, I hate journey.
There's a load of cliches, but ultimately, the narrative, the point of making a difference, we did it based on a exploration journey, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that's right.
Destination, navigation, and preparation.
That was the one.
I know there's buzzwords and sometimes that makes you want to crawl up your own arse and stuff using those terminologies, but it helps paint a picture.
It does.
And they're needed.
And when we pick that, speaking as the royal we, as MAKO, when we pick up that client or we pick up that potential project, we first introduce them to the MAKO Discovery piece.
Yeah.
And then we take them along a journey, don't we, of like how we make a difference and the rest.
So there's kind of two ways. You've got what the business and we refer to as MAKO Project, which is the company's approach. They've already engaged with a design team externally. They've got a PM team. They've got a traditional route, as my industry call it. And effectively, I'm supplied with a set of drawings, a set of design documents, and a takeoff sheet. And it's effectively a shopping list. I price what I can do, make variational changes, this, that, and the other. Deliver it.
Yeah.
Then you've got the clients that are at the beginning of that stage, which is the discovery piece. So, yeah, as you alluded to, people saw Cheshire Lamont, or hopefully have seen Cheshire Lamont in Nantwich. And they wanted their new estate agent's office to be more than an estate agent's. The property gallery theme. They had that in their head. Bill Swinley had, and Lucy Cheshire and David Cheshire, they had this thought that to be independent property consultants was about a gallery, not...
Trying to modernise that industry a little bit as well.
Yeah, correct. So it was like, okay, well, how do we achieve that? And you go through that process of discovering with the client how they want to be, what they want to do, what did work in the previous office, what doesn't work, and we can improve on, and all of those different bits and pieces. And you put it all, as will be in the new Learn magazine, as people will see, learn first, build second.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Brilliant. Good. I like it. That's wrapping up nicely.
Good. You want me to write it?
We've touched on TFM. Obviously, you're a big supporter of the Feed Mag, and I've been in all
of them. All the ones since MAKO existed.
Yeah, the last four or five. Yeah, I think. Yeah. This one's Learn. So we're talking about Learn, and you've touched on lessons learned there.
Yeah.
If we were to, since starting the business and being a startup, or something that you may have learned from previous world, from previous life, what's a lesson that you've learned now that maybe something you'd love to tell? Either
my sons, for example.
Yeah, something you'd love to tell your son, something you might want to tell young Foggy. So something you'd tell yourself, or something that a lesson that you've learned since starting MAKO.
Well, I think as everybody that's ever started a business, whether it's gone on to succeed or fail or whatever, the learning curve is
steep.
Steep is an understatement. Yeah, borderline fucking vertical, but. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, sort of thing. But that's not. I think the biggest lesson that I would tell my younger self, and that I have told my boys, certainly Oliver, who's 15, GCSEs next year, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't start MAKO till I was 43.
Yeah.
No, sorry, just 42, nearly 43. And you know what? There are people that probably think, well, by that time of life, I've got mortgages, I've got kids, I've got commitments, and Jesus, you can't upset the apple cart in pursuit of something that you think you should do. It's all right to take your time to understand.
I like that.
What you think your difference is.
Yeah.
And have the courage and your conviction to pursue that. Listen, I sit here almost about to sign off my first 12 months of MAKO. It's been brilliant. My next job is to make sure that the first year wasn't a fluke. Do you know what I mean? There's still every chance that how many businesses fail in the first year. We all know that statistic. It's horrible. But yeah, I think the lesson is it was all right to take 20 plus years of working experience to arrive at this point ready to jump and do what I did.
Okay.
And I think that's okay. And to just be clear about that focus, as clear as you possibly can be, and go.
Big lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Good. I like it. We'll touch on some other stuff now, which is probably a little bit lighter in its tone.
Right, go on then.
An unpopular opinion that you might have about your industry, but then maybe in general as well. Let's go unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion. Be carefully. I'll keep. Yeah.
Don't get us cancelled.
I won't get us cancelled.
Which we've said a lot.
Well, yeah. Unpopular opinion about my industry: expensive isn't always best.
Right. Oh, nice. I like it. Okay. Not buy cheap, buy twice kind of.
Don't get me wrong. With certain items, let's be very specific to my world. Task chairs.
Right.
The chairs you sit on for potentially 8, 9, 10 hours a day, oh yeah, you ultimately get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, well, I'll just get something, you know, how much is that chair? Christ, I can go and buy something from IKEA or Amazon. Yeah, crack on.
Other retailers are available.
Just MAKO. But yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But, you know, buy cheap, buy twice. However, with certain other bits and pieces, just because it's the dearest doesn't mean it's the best.
Right, okay. I like it. Touching back on to MAKO, so we're just wrapping up the first 12 months, which I know, and obviously we've kind of touched on, has been great. Bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
There was a time when we were looking at the pipeline going, we need projects. Now it's the time you're looking at the pipeline going, we need people. We need people. We need resources. So a successful 12 months and lessons learned, as we've touched on, and progression made, and probably even in terms of where we started, which you have to, which is a plan and an understanding of a voice and a website. We've probably elevated from there, haven't we? We probably do need to redo the website. We probably
100%.
we probably need to sort of suck back in and say, right, that worked. That maybe isn't needed anymore, and we probably need to redefine who we are again.
Well, definitely,
after
because
12
you take
months.
those 12 months worth of learning as MAKO. You know, what we set up at the beginning was born effectively out of my head and a premise of what I hoped would work.
And we needed to get going.
And we needed to get going.
Yeah.
You know, over those 12 months, you realise actually some of that did work, and or a lot of it did work, but there were things that we've learned that we can be different or have become more nuanced or more streamlined to how we actually want to be. And actually you also learn, well, that kind of didn't work. So yeah, absolutely, website was great, is great, does its job, but
we've maybe evolved.
We've evolved already in 12 months.
So what does the next 3, 6, 12 look like? And now obviously understanding that there are massive things in the pipeline, there's loads going on, but let's touch on what that pipeline might look like, and also what are the targets, where are we going, what do the next 3, 6, 12 look like? 24 if you want to chuck that in. But
I think realistically, as I you know, someone asked me the other day what's been my metric for success. I mean, what a statement that is.
Trying to raise an invoice, trying to get someone to pay.
Let's start small. Raising an invoice, getting paid for
Can
it.
someone please pay me?
Yeah, please. But no, in all seriousness, joking apart, a metric for any business that starts, we all know I've got through 12 months.
Yeah.
I've survived.
100%.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I've been able to pay my mortgage and
Feed my family.
And there's a bit of profit in the business. So
thank you.
Winner.
Yeah.
It's 3, 6, 12. Well, as you've alluded to, the last few months have been hectic. We've been very fortunate. We've got 2 projects on in Altrincham. We've got a project in the heart of London with a global technology company.
Massively exciting,
hugely exciting, creating their executive briefing centre, prime real estate, Cornhill, opposite the Royal Exchange. I mean, it doesn't get much
loads of content will be coming from us on that.
We've got, we've got a project that we're working with a solicitors firm in Solihull about refurb of theirs, which again is a big project in the heart of Solihull town centre. And then we've got this European client. So we've got 5 labs across Europe. So we've got Leipzig in Westheim in Germany. We've got Bach in Switzerland. Navarra just outside Milan. St. Denis just outside Paris. That's all for one client and their labs. And of course, that same person is also looking at a redevelopment of their lab in Tamp, I believe is how you pronounce it in Finland.
That? Finland, right.
So, 3, 6, 12, 3, 6, look... like I need some air miles that are going to be coming up because we've got to go and site surveys and do all of those, which is immensely exciting. I need some.
We'll shoot the content with that, mate. Oh yeah.
Effectively, I'm a fat lad from Nantwich that's going to Europe and having a crack. Big lad. All right, I'll take that. Broad-shouldered, big-boned. I don't know, whatever. So 3, 6 looks chocker. 12 effectively looks like, as I alluded to before, proving that the first year wasn't a fluke. Which I don't think it was, and everything about how we've done things doesn't look like it was, but...
And we need to do that brand audit as well,
we've got to do that brand audit
and support that
and
together.
how that looks. So yeah, that's what 3, 6, 12 looks like, getting those projects complete to the standards that I have for myself and therefore have put across to clients to make sure that they're over the moon and we continue to do business together, and then 12 months, how do we replicate that? 12 months.
We'll be sat here having this conversation again at that time, and it's just it's amazing what you've achieved. Actually, do you know what? You came to me. That sounds like some sort of a rally call. Yeah, but it wasn't quite that. Well, our paths crossed again, which we've touched on. And you had this idea with MAKO, and you said, I want to do this value in 12 months. I'm like, yeah, great, yeah, everyone does. And I kind of...
You didn't believe
no, and maybe I'm not that I didn't believe you.
Well, you got no tangible understanding of my world, have you?
Exactly. I hadn't touched on the world, hadn't... you've
done stuff with us for MJF, and you saw what those tenders look like for 2 million quid. But,
and...
You're intrinsic to it in helping create a tender response, but you don't see the narrative. Whereas me going, Ross, I almost, I want you to be an intrinsic part of.
We're in it, and this is what I want to achieve.
Almost like putting an R on the end of, MAKO.
MAKO.
Can't make that work. Do you know what I mean? It was that much.
Yeah.
So.
And when we had that initial conversation, and we did the bit that we do, which is understanding the why and trying to figure out how we talk, and it's not just a case of creating a nice blue template and putting it out on Instagram and the rest of it. It was really getting under the crux of who you were.
Yeah.
You had this idea of a value, and I must admit, I sat there and was like, yeah, great, amazing, that would be great. And the more the months trickled over, and the more we worked together, and obviously getting to this point now where you're a year in. It's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing. And some of the things that are happening, we were having the conversation on the way in this morning.
Not far away from that figure either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we're having a conversation on the way in this morning that the trust, the bit that people are buying into, the clients, and then the delivery thereafter. It's amazing, and it's great to be a part of it. So, well done to you as well. From that side of things, well done to everyone. Yeah, well done. Big well done. Cheers. Let's all give ourselves a big clap on the back. Okay, good. The X3612 sound good. What is let's get into a bit of nitty gritty. What's a myth you'd like to bust? Now, again, industry based or not industry based, what's there a myth that you feel you could bust and shed a bit of light on?
The office is not dead.
Oh, right, okay.
So
this work from home narrative
listen.
What business is it that said he's not having work from home? I can't remember which big one it is in London.
So a number of the financial institutions in a post-pandemic world.
Alan Sugar as well, I think, in it.
There's a number. There's people from Goldman Sachs, there's Barclays, there's HSBC, but they came out quite early doors and went, look,
you're not working from home.
Basically, pandemic's fucked off now.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate referring to COVID as well.
But it is. But listen,
it changed the world
in terms of workplace, which is ultimately my world, right? Whether that's an office, whether that's restaurant and hospitality, whether that's educational sectors, universities, a lab, or whatever. Workplace is whatever it is to whoever works there.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's changed dramatically since.
Pandemic changed everything for a lot of reasons for a lot of people, but specifically towards workplace, the changes that have happened were probably always going to happen. All the pandemic was just accelerating.
Yeah.
It's like the film Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. It's like dropping those blue tablets and woof, off it went.
Yeah.
And ultimately, off the back of that, we are 5 years on, wherever, as crazy as that might sound. Yeah, people have said the office is dead, this, that, and the other. It's not dead. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's not dead.
We wrote about that, didn't we?
We wrote about it in
Adapt
and Change in the mags, It's almost like we planned this, isn't it? But it's not dead. It's just different. And that's it. So if you think it's dead, you need to ring me.
Yeah. Good. There we go. Rally call. That's our call to action. We've talked about this as well, and I think I know what your answer is going to be. But if we had to look at another industry, maybe there's one that you feel that you'd be good at, that you feel that MAKO would help with, or if you just generally think that there's an industry that needs a shake-up, what would you like to get your hands on?
All right, well, we'll start off with MAKO can help with every industry.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. I've got to stop looking at that camera, haven't I? Cheesy. But no, I'll talk on personal experience. Listen, before I got into this world, everyone that knows me, I was in the car industry.
Never trust a car salesman.
No, that's why I'm not one anymore. But the reality of it is that industry, again, is going through its huge pain points. You've experienced this recently. You put your post out on LinkedIn, and within a very short space of time, everybody
785 messages.
What you put, and we're trying to help you. It is an industry that's in dire need of changing. All industries need to change and adapt and evolve, because if you don't, you'll die.
Yeah.
And given the people's
innovate or die.
Yeah. Bearing in mind people's buying motivations, drivers, all of that kind of stuff has changed. The Tesla model, i.e., you can walk into a dealership, you don't deal with a person, they just go, yeah, have a look at that car.
Yeah.
Excuse me, there's an iPad, build it up, and I'll get you a coffee.
Yeah.
You know, that model. Is that the right one? No. The biggest thing that industry needs, if you're going to say you're going to do something and call someone back, Christ alive, just pick up the phone.
I think that's the biggest problem I had with it. I was driven to absolute, pardon the pun, but I was driven to absolute despair a few weeks ago with just the, let me just speak to my sales manager, I'll call you back. And here we are.
And that's fine.
Yeah, weeks later, I'm still waiting for, call me back. Yeah.
It's not difficult. Just do what you said you were going to do.
Honestly.
And listen, that can be applied to every industry. Just kind of do what you said you were going to do.
I feel like some of these sites as well, and we'll name them, but Car Wow and all this. I had a situation a week or so ago where I clicked through, I'd selected a car, I'd selected a policy, and it was on its way. I could DocuSign the contract, and I could have the car on its way in a week. Now, I haven't driven it. I don't know what it was. Well, I knew what it was, obviously. It was just literally as disposable as...
Yeah, you go through all that process because your driver was, I want something quite quickly.
Yeah.
And your quite quickly is, I want driving it
tomorrow.
Weekend or tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're quite quickly was, it's at the port in 4 weeks' time.
And that was the other thing.
Do you know what I mean? So... I think there's nuances certainly within the car world that they could just be a bit more transparent. They've improved massively, but
okay.
They've done Kilimanjaro. They need to crack on and do Everest.
Right. Okay, I like that. So car and shoes would shake it up. Again, something that we've had a bit of a laugh with over the last 12 months. But if we had, and there's a lot of pet hates, there's a lot of icks. Ick's one of my icks. People saying ick gives me the ick. And as does many things that we've touched on, quite a few of them already in the feed pod and different pods with different people. But what would be your pet hate? Business or I'm going to go business or not business. What's your pet hate? Doesn't have to necessarily be a business pet hate, but what's something that grinds your gears at the minute?
Mate, I sit here in my mid-40s and you think to yourself, I've got loads of things that piss me off.
Go on.
But to put one on there, I alluded to it before. I hate people saying they'll do something and then not do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And listen, I get that. You say you're going to do something and then the phone rings and an email. I do get that.
I think
we can all be better.
I think that's the simplest step to success in business. And here's a good soundbite actually for something that we'll say. Say what you're going to do. It seems to have been do what you're going to say. Seems to be lost in the service level of business these days. Actually, across the board in everything.
Completely.
Just if you're going to get back to someone, just get back to them.
We're all guilty of it, right?
Or be honest when you can't. Or say, listen,
there you go.
That didn't happen because simply I didn't look at it and I hadn't had time.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I haven't done that thing, or I can't take that on because I'm not feeling it. You don't fit. You're not fit for me. I don't actually like the amount of meetings I've been in. I've come away. I've gone, that was mega. That was absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to have them in the magazine. Only to get a message and go, listen, it's not for us. Just say that at the time.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why my voice went so high there, but just say it at the time. Doing what you say you're going to do is massive.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it is a pet hate, and listen, you can take that into your personal life as well, innit? You know,
fucking dead right. Yeah,
we've all said things to our wives, partners, or otherwise that
yeah. I do everything I'm going to say. I don't forget anything.
Yeah,
right. Go on.
Listen, we're all guilty of it. So yeah, pet hate is just in general. I think we all need to be better at doing what we say we're going to do. It's as simple as that. It doesn't take a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'd probably say that. I think that's the best one I can say without getting cancelled.
Okay, and then we'll wrap things up. What are you looking forward to? What's happening? What's happening next for you? We've done 3, 6, 12, but what's some of the things you're looking forward to?
I was going to say going to on the Ollie Bobs.
I just want to say going away. You're going away, aren't you? No carbs before marbs.
Absolutely.
And what's a rally call from MAKO? We've said we can deal with everyone. There's a lot in the pipeline. Yeah. We'd love to do another local project, wouldn't we?
Local projects would be great. Just because obviously I'm a Nantwich lad, born and bred, and all of that kind of stuff. It would be great to continue to work in hard with the people in and around. I think the rally call is simple. It's very easy to say I can do anything for anybody, and I know that sounds a bit mad, but we can. The best way to frame it, I think, is if you've looked at your office space and thought, I think this could be better, it will cost you literally nothing to phone me or email me, and either me or a member of the team or give you a shout. We'll come and have a drink. We'll come and have a coffee, whatever, and we'll just talk some stuff through. It doesn't cost anything for that conversation. And then ultimately, it's a case of, you can park that. Sometimes it's just chatting something through, and an idea you thought you might have might actually not work for you or whatever. just have that conversation. It's as simple as that. If you've had a thought that I think this could be a bit better, give me a shout.
There we go. Give MAKO and Matt Fogg a call. I hate calling you Matt. Call Foggy. MAKO.
Foggy Bottom is Alfie.
Foggy Bottom. Yeah, for those that know anything about Paw Patrol. Mate, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's all, mate. Thank
Was
you.
it as painless as...
I think we've been quite well behaved there.
I think we have, yeah. We'll do the next one. We'll have a couple of zeros and we'll do the next one.
Let's go and get shit fucked up.